everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday's Habi at Kape Media Forum. We're happy that we have a full house today. From one guest last week, we have 5 today, and we're full packed. That's why we're starting right on time. And we'd like to acknowledge our guests this morning. We have today we have Dr. Ricardo Audan, the Medical Center Chief, Southern Philippines Medical Center, to talk on the topic monkeypox, facts, risks, and responses. We also have Mr. Ethan Kyle Lim, of the Marketing Officer of Cacao City. We have Mr. Dante Muico, Chairperson of the Davao Region Cacao Industry Council. We have Ms. Rainy Rala, the Manager, Mennonite Economic Development Associates, Resilience and Inclusion through Investment for Sustainable Agriculture. And we have a lot of changes today. And we have Dana Gabriel Tautho, Ridge to Reef Environmental Consultancy, Inc. Diwa ng Davao 2025. And she's the lead organizer of Duao Davao 2025. And the topic will be Ridge to Reef Environmental Run and Duao Davao 2025. So before we start our questions, here is Iris.
Good morning. I would like to introduce our media friends present here today. We have Patricia Ann Reyes of Sunstar Davao, Kath Cortez of Davao Today, Christine Bustamante of Davao Today, Thomas Avancenia of Southern Chronicle, Denise Laz of DXUM, Flordeliza Laz of Cataladi, Vic Tahod of SMNI, and Jimwell Samson of SMNI. And our facilitator today is Ms. Marilyn Roque. And we also have with us the Minda Public Relations and Media team. And then we would also like to thank Ms. Ruby Ochoa and Ms. Shimikara of Ayala Mosa Brisa, and Ma'am Bibi Mantomayor and Ma'am Leda Jacinto of Habi at Kape. And we are also live via Minda Facebook page, and we are streaming live via channel 77 at Sky Fiber TV and channel 21 at Sky Direct. Thank you.
Thank you, Iris. And so we'd like to start off with the opening statements. We'd like to ask for a brief opening statement from Dr. Ricardo Audan.
Hello. Maayong buntag sa inyo tanan, most especially the media people, and I would like to thank Francis Magbanwa for inviting me to today's media forum, and later on we'll discuss briefly regarding monkeypox, and I'm very thankful I'm here to share my knowledge on mpox. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Excuse me. And we have, we'd like to call on the guy beside Dr. Audan. Here is the cacao magnate, Dante Muico.
Mayong buntag sa tanan. It's good to be back here, and thank you for inviting us. I am Toto Muico. I am the chairperson for the Davao Region Cacao Council. This month of June, we have a lot of activities that we're preparing for, and we've been doing all these things so that we can be more attractive for tourism, and also we're also working with the local and the national governments to implement all these projects. So later on, I will give you the schedule and all the details of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Toto. And we'd like to give the microphone to the lady, to Ms. Rain Rala, the manager of the Mennonite Economic Development Association.
Hello, may buntag sa tanan. In behalf of Natalie Macawaris, our executive director, I am Rainy Catherine Rala. I am the Impact and Knowledge Management lead for RISA project. We work with the Davao Cacao Council and Cacao City in organizing the cacao events for the month of June here in Davao City. Later on, we will be sharing further our activities, of which our organization is supporting the industry. Welcome, everyone.
Yes, thank you very much. And another lady, we'd like to talk about the Ridge to Reef Environmental Run and Duao Davao 2025. Is it Dana Gabriel Tauto?
Mabuhay ug madayaw. I am Dana Gabriel Tauto, your D1 in Davao 2025. Just to clarify, I'm one of the lead organizers of the Ridge to Reef Environmental Fun Run for a Cause, not Duao Davao in general, which is also part of the Duao ng Davao. So we are one of the accredited events of this year's Duao Davao 2025. So I'm so thankful na I am again here because Ridge to Reef Environmental Fun Run for a Cause version 3.0 is on its third year, and ever since the fun run has started, we're always here to promote the cause. And I'm now here because the registration has been extended just yesterday because sobrang daming nag-message sa amin for the extension. So we'll talk about later the details of the fun run, its beneficiaries, and how I can promote the run through this platform. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Dana. And we'd like to hear from Mr. Ethan Kyle Lim.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting us here. Later, we can show you the schedule of the activities for cacao events. Hopefully, we can invite everyone and you can show support to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And so with this panel today, we have very interested media partners. I'm sure they're very curious about the topics today. And let's call on MNI, our friend Vic Tahud.
And good morning to Mindanao Development Authority and to all our guests for today. Sir, this question is for Dr. Ricardo Audan. Sir, how prepared are we po sa monkeypox na ito na cases dito sa Mindanao? At alam po natin na magkakaroon po ng mga large events na dadaluhan po ng maraming tao this June po. So paano po natin paghahandaan itong event na ito, sir?
I can only speak on behalf of SPMC because I'm in the hospital. For the hospital setting, we are very much ready. In fact, ang among preparation is just like COVID, for that. As of now, we have 19 beds intended for the MPOX patients, so wala pa na siya napuno. But nevertheless, regarding these big events that we're having eventually in the future, like for this celebration of Davao, I think there's nothing to worry because this is not an airborne. Dili yun siya airborne, So it's more on skin to skin, and more our patients is actually more on clade 2, meaning more on sexual activities that we have. So there's nothing to worry. But we always tell the public, but if you're in the crowded places, better to wear mask. For that, siguro, ana yun lang siya. So, but it's not a mandatory. There's nothing to lock down. There's nothing to worry for that.
And thank you so much, sir, for that answer po. To Ma'am Dana po. Ma'am, sa atin pong fun run, ma'am, can we tell po our audience, ma'am, kung meron po ba itong mga registration fees or whatever po, paano sila makasali po dito sa ating fun run po?
Just a brief overview. Since it is a fun run for a cause, our beneficiaries are the Matig Salog tribe in Marilog through tree growing activities and the Bantay Dagat Association here in Davao for their coastal cleanup and scuba survey activities. So basically, some of the proceeds of the fun run mapupunta doon sa mga initiatives na yon. Registration is ongoing. We are always saying that this is our biggest fun run yet because meron kaming added 2 categories. Because 2 years ago, ang category lang talaga namin is 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and 21 kilometers. And we're accommodating more. We're more inclusive now. So we added 3 kilometers and 42 kilometers. So basically, we're a full marathon na tayo ngayon, no? So registration again is ongoing. You can check our Facebook page. Reach to Reef Environmental Fun Run for a Cause version 3.0. Actually, since this is already an extension of our registration, more or less 50 slots na lang talaga yung available per category, no? So we're extending it until June 15 or until slots last, because we wanted to not compromise naman the quality of our fun run just because we want to accommodate more. And most importantly is the initiative of these people to run for the cause, to run for the environment, because as you all know, June is the celebration of the Environment Month as well.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, for Mr. Dante Moico po, sir, sa mga byproducts, when it comes sa mga byproducts po natin sa cacao, ano-ano po ito, sir, at sino-sino po ang magpa-participate po sa ating kasadya ng cacao, sir, for this dualda?
Okay, so itong kasadya sa kulturang cacao, this will be held on June 13 to 15. And I would like to inform you that this activity is really an activity of the whole industry of Davao region. We are actually working with the tourism department and the tourism sector this time, so that we can help in promoting Davao as a tourist destination for chocolate. So we all know that Davao is the chocolate and the cacao capital of the Philippines, and yung branding na yan, gusto natin bigyan ng diin para makatulong tayo dito sa turismo ng Davao. So the whole month of June, there will be a number of activities. So among them would be the chocolate crawl, which we will be doing all over the month. No, so Ethan can give more explanation on that. And then we have some yung mga contests or competitions of designers on using cacao leaves, cacao fruit, and all these things, no? And of course, doon naman sa June 13 to 15, which will be here in Abrisa, no? We will have a chocolate fair here in Abrisa by that time. There will be a number of SMEs who will be participating, and they will be offering different types of products, no, from chocolates to even non-food products, no. So like yung mga cacao leaves, paano ba natin ginagamit ito? Lahat ng 'yon nandito sa Abrisa on June 13 to 15. So abangan po ninyo, dahil sa itong ating ginagawa na ito, this is a step further to really promoting. It is not only about production, it is not only about the making some chocolates, but it's also about linking the industry to the tourism sector. And I think that's really very important, so that we can take advantage and be more of a contributor to the tourism sector as well as the economy of Davao.
Thank you so much, sir. For now, thank you po.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Tahud. And of course, let's call on Dennis Lasso.
Good morning, everyone. Dennis Lasso po, the XUM. I'll go to Dr. Ricardo Audan, my favorite medical director. Sip, sip. Doc, naana ba kay plano nga sultihan to nimong ubang mga local officials nato sa ubang mga provinces nga nagpagawas og executive order? Will it not affect the emotions ba? Na makuyawan ka kay lanay man kag mag-face mask na ta mo ni. Are you calling them na medyo i-recall na to kay para di maka-create og something kuan nga mahadlok ta ba?
Yes. That's a very nice question, Dennis, no? Pero sa amo manggod as hospital, murag wala mi rights to tell them because not a protocol gina-follow for that. I think it's the LGU should tell, LGU to tell that LGU na dili dapat magpanic for this. Because, nagpanic ang mga provincial, mga neighboring provinces nato because of that video na gipost sa Davao Provincial regarding the impact. And it turned out to be negative.
Yeah.
Imagine, nag-post sila video, but it turned out to be negative, Jude. So nagkalat na siya for that. So I called up actually, I informed Yusek Dumama for this na if you can tell that LGU to remove that video because it will really cause panic, especially to mga layman's people na hindi niya alam na di ka lang putag pandemic for that. So I think it's not our role not to tell. I think we have protocol to follow that. I think LGU Davao is also doing something to tell nearby LGU provinces na hindi dapat magpanic and no need to really to have a mandatory wearing of mask or lockdown.
Doc, in relation to that, kung gikadlo ka na to ang monkeypox pero di man ang ngayon kay airborne, what about nga mas grabe ang atong HIV cases dere? What about that?
Yes. Ang HIV, if you have read the news last night, na nabalaka jud ang Department of Health. In fact, 500% increase ang incidence na HIV and it's coming from Generation Z. Generation Z born 2001 to 20. So 15 years old to 28 years old. And you know Davao City is #1 in Davao region. Davao City followed by Davao del Norte. But of course, national, I think hindi tayo top 5. NCR, Region 4, Region 3, Western Visayas for that. But yun dapat ang ating kadlukan, increase rate of the HIV. Imagine from January to March, 57 per day ang HIV positive. So it's about 500% increase. That's why DOH is now declaring national public health emergency for HIV.
Okay.
So man atong kahadlukan, lalo na ang Generation Z, born 2001 to 2020.
Generation zombie. I'll go to, thank you very much, Dr. Audan. Balik lang ko mamaya after sa ako mga kon. I'll go to Mr. Dante Moico. Sir, kaning, murag, usa ka prutas ba nga? Murag, nindot kayo pagka, nga, murag mo gisundan sa mga ubang herbal products. Kaning kakao, sikat tungod anang chocolate. Lami kayo nga kon. Pero, tanan bang bahin sa kakao, mabaligya na ba na to? Katong ingon nimo, mao na ba na? O kuan gyud kayo? Kusog na ba sa ubang mga nasod? And kaya na ba na to mo provide sa gikinanglan?
Okay. We always go back to the question of number one, ready na ba tayo na yung demand, kaya na ba natin i-meet, di ba? Ang isa sa mga problema talaga natin, not only for cacao, but for the whole agriculture sector, is that the demand is there for all these products, pero yung ating production medyo mababa. Di ba? So, ang ibig sabihin nito, kailangan talaga natin magtanim. Okay. But then, also, in promoting our product, it is also important that the people will know and there will be more interest. And what will perk up this interest? This is why we are holding all these activities para yung public will know that our products are really good. It is really world class, okay? And there is really a need to go back to the farms. And that is why yan yung isa sa mga advocacies natin dito sa, not only for the private sector, but also for the government, that we are working together. We promote this for tourism, but we are also, at the back of our minds, yun din iniisip natin, dapat ma-promote natin ito para ma-encourage yung mga kabataan na mag-farm, ma-encourage yung ating mga investors na mag-invest in cacao production, para ma-meet natin lahat ng mga demand sa not only for the world market but also for the local market. And I think that and so we formed also the you know that we formed the Cacao City Cooperative, which is a group of small and medium enterprises coming together. We have that shop dyan sa DCIPC. And I think Ethan Lim can explain more on what really are the trends that we are looking into in the future as we move along all these activities that we're doing. So I'll give the
Sandali, sir.
Okay,
Before,
okay.
Hindi na lang ko magsayo na lang.
sige.
Kanay bang naaman si Dr. Audan in terms sa health, is cacao good sa labi na sa mga lalaki? Kidding aside lang ha. Kay tamis ra ba kayo na rabay magpadungog-dungog na to nga may pa daw ang linog sa Thailand kay nakauyog na nya ang uban. I mean, usa ba kusog ba na sa kuan kay tamis man is cacao good for
We have a lot of researches already
Okay.
about cacao as a very, very healthy food. Okay? So, ang ibig sabihin lang nito, and during that time that we will have all these activities, yun din ang isa natin na ipupush. Okay, number one, we have the tableya traditionally. Okay?
Yeah.
Pagdating mo ngayon doon sa mga, if you research all the research papers about the healthy benefits would go back to dark chocolates. Di ba? But then, what is the darkest of them all, actually? The darkest of them all is actually tableya. So, kung titingnan mo yan dun sa production ng tsokolate, ang tableya mas malapit doon sa puno.
okay.
Kasi pag roast mo yung sa bean, di ba? Tapos yung tsokolate naman nanggaling yun ngayon doon sa tableya. So, with that thinking that it's nearer the tree and it has dark chocolate has very, very good health benefits, then definitely itong tableya natin is really the thing that we have to, as Filipinos, we really have to look into it.
I hope Dr. Audan will confirm that na okay lang yung dark chocolate. Mamaya I'll be back. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Dennis. And now here's Kath Cortez of Davao Today.
Good morning po. Kay Dr. Audan. Sir, going back to MPAX lang, may we know, sir, the history of our first patient admitted sa SPMC, sir, and siguro a little bit of information you could share, like is the patient traveled abroad or just in Davao region?
Sige, before I will share with you the history of SPMC, I might as well share to you ang intro sa MPAX sa Philippines. It all started in 2022. And during 2022, ang WHO nag-declare og public health emergency international concerns. And during that time, I think it was in July, na nagkaroon ang Philippines og upat ka MPAX. And fortunate enough, they were all recovered, no? Naka-recover sila. So, in 2023, WHO lifted the public health emergency international concerns. But we have 5 impacts already in that year. But good enough that those 5 were also discharged, recovered, no, for that. Last year, we actually have 18 MPACs throughout the Philippines, but still none in Davao City. It was only in April 10 this year na naka-admit me og suspect na MPACs na unfortunately, it was really positive. So it was April 10. Wala may nag-divulge sa public because also to contain, no? But then, later on, medyo nidagan na siya. So, karon nami actually, all in all, we facilitated 14 MPACs. 7 of those were discharged. No? 7 of those were discharged. 3 are confirmed positive but improved. 2 confirmed positive, improved. 3 discharged negative. 2 died. One died confirmed impacts, 1 died negative impacts. Ngayon, meron kaming 7, no? 7. I thought it's 6, pero unfortunately, there was 1 patient na na-discharge na nag-relapse. So, dili siya, you can have impacts anytime, no, even na-discharge ng patient. But, you know, out of these 14, 11 kabuk ang HIV. That's ang kwan ba, ang nature sa kwan ba sa tao ba. No? So, going back to the question, kung naba'y travel history, wala sila travel history. But, you know, ang activity ng, you know, mga sexual activity, we can never tell. No, we can really never tell. So, wala sila, they denied going to abroad, no? Because it all started abroad talaga, especially sa Africa, sa Congo. No? So, we still assume na probably sexual activity, you know, for that, meron sila mga kwan. So, that's it, no? That's the history of MPACS in Davao, in SPMC.
Apo, sir, follow up to that. Since we already have 14, sir, tama ba? 14 cases na. Some were discharged and we also have fatalities na, no? Sir, do we have enough medicine and siguro frontliners for both Clad 1 and Clad 2 types of MPACS?
Meron po. As what I have said, ready ang SPMC, especially those health workers dealing with emergent and re-emergent diseases like COVID and MPACS.
And how do we treat this, sir, as siguro sa preparation in similarity with COVID?
Of course, we don't, dili naman sila ihalo sa ordinary patients. There is a designated room for the MPACS. We call it the isolation room with negative pressure for that. And as what I have told you, we have 19 beds. So karong wala pa sa unta, dili na mapuno, no? For that. No? So, ingana mi ka ready, we wear N95, dili sa ordinary na mask for that. And we have trained personnel dealing with these emerging and re-emerging diseases.
Apo. Sir, can you elaborate a little bit dun sa relapse ng patient to have MPACS again?
When you have relapse, meaning to say, healed na ka, then later on, nano pinigawa sa imong panit.
How is that possible, sir?
It's because of the low immune system. Kasi remember, our patient is HIV positive, no? So, there's always very prone sa when your immune system is very, very low.
So, meaning, sir, the virus, wala gid siya mawala sa imuha or posibleng natakdan ka balik?
It could be, dili na ako masulti, no? Pero because of this immune system na very low na HIV siya, it could be naagapon dito ang virus. Pero we discharge the patients once improve siya. Like for example, ang iyang mga sama dried na, karon ibalik magud siya moist, then started, it's the same.
Okay. Sir, few na lang good, sir. Kung natay mga cases, sir, sa other municipalities outside of Davao City, because I understand Davao City is naadra ang SPMC and medyo mas advanced, no, ang ginabuhat na measures. Sa mga municipalities and provinces, sir, ginaunsa nato ang kanang coordination sa ilaha, or are those patients pag proven na positive sa MPACS, dalon pa siya sa SPMC or dito na sa ilahang lugar?
I believe that ang SPMC is one of the hospitals nationwide na that will really parang natag sa DOH to treat MPACS. No? So, I would suggest kung wala sila capability dito, because as what I have said, it's a special isolation room. Now you have to have negative pressure and you should have a very trained personnel. Di ka basta-bastaan na, no? So, it's better send it to SPMC. A good referral should be done, no? Dapat magtawag sila sa amo para makabalumi so we can prepare the beds.
Apo. Sir, last na lang on my end sa usapin ng MPACS. Paano po yung coordination ng, for example, mga health offices, SPMC, and the DOH when it comes to recording patients? Kasi for example, Davao City said there are 6 from the Davao City may MPACS. Just this Monday, DOH said we already have 8 cases, and now you mentioned we have already 14. So paano po yung coordination and who will tell the final count when it comes to patients with MPAX?
We have a spokesperson in the Department of Health. I think the reso for that. Yung sinasabi nila, yung sinasabi ko 14, 7 na lang actually nabilin. 7 to na-discharge for that. So, tama, good coordination. Kami di po basta-basta naga-send og data, no, for this. Because once we get the sample of the wounds, no, we send it actually to Reso Department of Health. Ang Department of Health sila magpadala sa RITM. No? So dili mi nagapadala. We always have a good coordination with the DOH. And I think we have a spokesperson also from the DOH to tell ang data. But you can always ask also our data.
Opo. Thank you, Sir Dr. Audan. Okay, Sir Dante. Sir, hello. I already asked you this Monday. But siguro, sir, follow-up to that question is, kasi from the previous Kakao event nato, may mga highlighted products and also talents, no? This year, sir, what will be the parang highlight nato to boost Kakao industry?
Okay, the details for the activities, may I pass on to Kyle?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, for our activity for this Kakao event, we have the Kakao Talks. So our stakeholders and the farmers, they have given the highlight to talk about the cacao industry. Of course, we also have the Kakao Likha, where you can showcase your talents in building some t-shirt and designs. And we have the Kakao Obra, Chocolate Obra, sorry. Chocolate Obra is a design of a painting. And of course, we also have the Hulagyaw sa Kakao. This one is a t-shirt design competition where we can showcase other designs other than cacao. We can show the nibs, the beans, something like that. That's one of the highlights for this cacao events.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kat. Just a clarification, I would like to ask Dr. Audan. HIV and monkeypox. HIV is a virus, monkeypox is bacteria?
Virus.
Tama?
No, virus.
Virus
Yes.
din ang monkeypox.
Orthopox virus ang monkeypox. We call, the name is orthopox virus.
I see. So they're both viruses. I see. Because I just saw on data na Singapore made a research on COVID. It is not a virus, it's a bacteria.
Orthopox virus. Mpox?
No, COVID.
COVID, yes.
It was found that it's not a virus, but it's a bacteria.
But you were asking HIV versus
No.
monkeypox.
HIV is a virus. Okay. So, clear. Gio?
Morning, Gio from Mindanao Times. Start kay Ma'am Dana. Ma'am, last year, no, correct me if I'm wrong, 350 beneficiaries ba yung na-aid nyo last year, no, sa environmental run? Tama ba?
Actually, last year, we had the same beneficiary, which were the Matig Salog Tribe and the Bantay Dagat Association pa din. So what we did, we supported lang them, no, through the funds that we were able to gather through the fund run to support, again, the tree growing activities upland in the coastal communities kung saan they conduct coastal cleanup activities and scuba sorero. Because as of the moment, for example, to be specific, yung Bantay Dagat Association kasi natin, they conduct weekend coastal cleanup activities and scuba sorero, and they were able to collect every week 5 tons of trash, no, or solid waste along the coastal barangays here in Davao City. So what they do is that because they were also a beneficiary of the UNDP, so meron silang facility doon to process the waste that they were able to gather through their coastal cleanup activities, and they turn it into eco bricks. And those eco bricks, they sell it accordingly.
How many will you, ma'am, aid for this year po? Larger than 350 ba?
Actually, it depends on the members, no, of the two organizations. For example, now the Matig Salog Tribe, specifically the Makowe Madasi organization, where the Matig Salog Council of Elders in Marilog District, Davao City, it's the name of the organization, no. They are the specific organization na we are partnering with, specifically with the tree growing activities. As of now, I think there are more or less 500 members na yung organization. And sa Bantay Dagat, I'm not sure ilan na sila ngayon kasi for sure nadadagdagan sila. But to be specific, hindi naman yung members specifically yung tinutulungan nung fund, nung proceeds, napupuntahan ng proceeds, the organization and the initiatives, specifically yung tinutulungan natin.
Okay. You mentioned kanina, ma'am, that this fun run will be the biggest.
Not really in our context, it's our biggest fun run. It's the first, actually the environmental fun run naman is the first ever environmental run here in Davao.
So like, how many mag-join ito, ma'am? May target ba kayo na number of participants for this event?
Yes, we're targeting more or less. Actually, ngayon, nasa more or less 1,500 na kami. And then we are extending. We're expecting actually 2,000, around 2,000 because last year, nasa 1,300 participants siya. So we're targeting na mas dadami ngayon given that we also added additional categories.
Hopefully targeting 2,000.
Yes.
Sige. And then last question, ma'am. Same venue as last year lang din sa NCC?
On last year, yes, NCC kami. Ngayon, we're back sa Freedom Park, Same with our first version sa Freedom Park. Rojas Avenue yung starting line namin. And then, it will go a long way, because 42 kilometers. I'll just share the route na lang, we'll start at Freedom Park and then going to JP Laurel and then Cabaguio and then Agdal Flyover, Quimpo Boulevard, Tulip Drive. Kasi para matuhog natin yung Rage to Reef concept, so pupunta sila doon sa Tulip segment ng Coastal Road and then they'll go to Shrine Hills, the 42 kilometers. So, nai-imagine ko yung route, 42 kilometers na tatakbo pa sila sa Shrine Hills. So, but despite of that, madami tayong registrants, for the 42 kilometers. So, they're up for the challenge. And then after that, they'll pass by Diversion Road, they go to Maan, then back to Quimpo, and then straight babalik sila doon going to Freedom Park. Okay. So medyo mahaba-haba ang kanilang tatahakin.
Okay. Speaking of registrants pala, ma'am, kasi you extended the registration, Kailan ba siya mangyari?
The extension will last until June 15 or hanggang sa maubos yung slots. Kasi again, we're targeting more or less 2,000. And based on our computation, medyo konti na lang din talaga yung natira per categories. Siguro more or less 50 slots na lang per categories yung natira. So hopefully maubos natin yon before June 15.
Kailan siya mangyari, ma'am, after June 15?
Okay. The event will be on June 29. Okay.
Sige, thank you. Then kay Sir Ethan, Sir, na-mention naman kanina na yung list of kakao activities na which also will happen in Abriza, Activity Center ba,
Activity Center, yes. Activity
Can you
Center.
tell us more about Cacao City po, sir?
Actually, Cacao City is one of the spearhead of this event talaga. We are partnered with the DTI, the DA, the Department of Tourism, and of course the LGU. So Cacao City has a lot of program, especially ngayong year 2025. We have a lot of program to show for our cacao sector. And Cacao City is one of the facilitating group na nagdadala ng cacao dito sa Davao City. Thank you.
Yung event nyo, sir, is it yearly ba or bago lang siya?
We are planning na gawin natin itong yearly ang event na itong KKK, kasadya sa kulturang cacao. We are planning na for every year, meron talagang KKK. So Cacao City is the main spearhead of the project.
Then kay Sir Dante, Sir, I remembered last Monday na you're going to, parang gawin mong chocolate destination ng Davao sa Philippines, So ano po yung efforts, sir, in promoting Davao's cacao, not only sa country, but to the world, sir?
Hindi gawin ko, ha. Gawin natin.
Gawin.
Actually, we're already recognized as the cacao capital and chocolate capital. And that's the reason why all the, like for example, there are international organizations which are helping us, like the Mennonite coming from Canada. And we have the Cacao City working together. And what the challenge is this. Kasi si Davao, tayo talaga yung seat, yung bastion ng cacao dito sa Pilipinas. And it is important for us to really think about what will happen in the future. Kasi 80% of the cacao of the whole Philippines comes from Davao region for that matter. So ang ibig sabihin lang nito is that we have to show the whole Philippines and the whole world that this accolade is really something that we can bank on for tourism, we bank on food processing, and Davao will really be that will have that branding. And so, for example, like this Kasadya thing, we have the Cacao City. It's not only here in Davao. Most probably in the future, we will be going to Manila and promote it there. No, so it's not only. So we're starting off here in Davao, but definitely our sites are looking outward so that we can promote more.
Sige, sige. Thank you. Then kay Ma'am Rala. Ma'am, sa cacao sector naman din, do you have mga projects to aid the cacao farmers? Like, may number of beneficiaries ba kayo i-aid for this project? Mga ganon.
Yes, good morning. We have been working with the Mennonites Economic Development Associates, have been working with the Davao Region Cacao Council since 2021-ish. So we have been working with them. So our project is actually multi-pronged. No? We support strengthening the council, works with the different enterprises, like the small and medium enterprises, and the cooperatives as well. And then within the cooperatives, we also support production efforts for the smallholder farmers kasi yun yung nagiging problema natin, how to sustain the production. Kasi hindi tayo makakapag-produce ng tsokolate or tablea kung wala tayong sustained production. So isa yun sa core ng project namin on how to sustain the production. At this time, promoting what we call the environmentally sustainable agriculture practices or the regenerative farming, as well as promotion of bio-based input. So we are working with, we are geared towards working with 5,400 smallholder farmers. And on our 4th year, we have reached already around 5,000 farmers already.
This year, ma'am, may, like how many ang lined up projects niyo, particularly for the cacao lang?
For this event, we are supporting Cacao City and the Davao Cacao Council in organizing the Cacao Talks. Yun yung, we will be bringing some players in the government who are supporting the compliance requirements of these enterprises. Kasi yun yung nagiging problema, yung governance compliance ng ating businesses. Yung tax, yung social security ng kanilang employees, yung other needs ng employees nila. And then we will also be having a Farmers' Day wherein we will be bringing in some input on regenerative farming, the other types of bio-based input that are produced locally. Marami po tayong locally produced na inputs, and then these are also led by the Department of Agriculture through the RCPC. And then we will be also promoting what we call the gendered environment, social, and governance approach to improve yung business operations ng enterprises natin. So these two main events will happen on, as mentioned by Sir Toto, on June 13th here in Abriza. And the Farmers' Day will be in Malagos Resort.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gio. And any other? Yes, we have another question from Carmel. Where is our Philippine Daily Inquirer? Nawala na? Online yun. Online, okay.
Lamayng buntag sa tanan, Bien Abano sa DXDC Armen Davao. Para kay Sir Dante Moico. Sir, karon kay na may Duaw Davao. Unsa inyong gi-expect karon nga possible ba nga mas muhatag og dako nga income sa industriya kining pagpahigan sa Duaw Davao?
Okay. Nagapasalamat mi sa ato ang city government, and generally our government institutions for pushing this Duao Davao because, you know, we really need something that is very, very an active thing going on para ma-encourage talaga ang mas maraming turista na pumunta dito sa Davao. And I am just happy that they recognize that one of the strengths that we have is really to promote cacao. And that is why we are partnering with them and they're partnering with us. And this Duao Davao is also very, very timely because, you know, we all know that we have in the news that the tourism arrivals have declined, okay? And, you know, this is very, very proactive on the part of Davao City and the Davao region to have something like this and encourage people to come over, go to Davao, look into what's happening there, and definitely the cacao sector will be at the fore of all these things. So, yun po.
So, dako, in general, sir, dako matabang. Pila ka percent man, sir?
I cannot say no what percent, pero you know pag sinabi natin about tourism, it is not just about this month where we are having Duao Davao. The target is really to make this a more consistent thing all throughout the year so that more people will come and everybody will benefit, from the small enterprises to our tour operators to those who are operating services on tourism.
Pwede follow up na lang, ma'am, isa kay Dr. Audan. Sir, sir, may butag. Katong sa data nga imong gihatag, sir, sa Davao City alone lang to, sir, or napa sa laing province ato nga data, sir?
Davao City lang to. Remember, katunay gidala sa amon from Davao Provincial, kato nag-post video, dili siya MPAX. So, gitanggal na namo siya. It's more on the hand, foot, mouth disease. Kato siya. So, very unfortunate lang. Sila pa nag-post, sila nagpanic, pero dili siya MPAX. Gitanggal na namo siya sa, dapat kasi 17, dapat 14, 15, 16, nahimo na siya 40, kaya gitanggal na namo siya. The rest, taga Davao.
Ay, sir, last na lang if I may end, ma'am. Dok, daghan magod ang nagapanik yun, no? Tungod aning impacts. Unsa may mong posible nga matambag sa mga tao nga dili mo panic kay namo gay posible nga maapektuhan ini nga mga sektor?
Yeah. Ang isa ni kanang ginabuhat nato karon, no? Media forum, no? That's why gi-accept din ako ng invitation ni Francis kasi this is ang coverage sa nit. Taas-taas man siguro. I think we have to do our part as a citizen na pwede po dili doktor kay you have to inform the barangays, no, the LGU should know about, kasi ang importante ang knowledge, no, knowledge to really spread the news na the myths and the facts about the MPAPs. So kaning atong ginabuhat karon, it's one way of really telling everyone there's nothing to worry about MPACs and this the don'ts and the do's of for the impacts.
Okay, thank you very much. We have online questions. Here's Iris.
We have several online questions from our media friends who are monitoring online. So we start off with Ms. Germelina Lacorte of Philippine Daily Inquirer. This is for Doc Audan. Sir, she's asking if respiratory ba ang mode of transmission? Nakita ko kasi sa search na intimate contact, kasi mostly sex, ang mode of transmission. If it's not respiratory, why are LGUs strictly requiring masks as if masks can save us from contagion?
Yeah, it's not respiratory, it's more on skin to skin and sexual contact for that. So it's not airborne. This is airborne. But you can have it as droplet kung duol yung kay mo na infected. That's it, no? So it's different droplet ng airborne. That's mao na gini, this is a good venue to everyone to know na dili dapat sa mandatory and there's no need really to have lockdown. So I hope the LGUs right now can siguro withdraw their statements na there's no need to have a mandatory using of face mask. Pero sa hospital, wala na pa may existing policy and guidelines that we have to wear mandatory face masks like in ICU, in emergency room, mga delicate wards na we need to have. Wala siya nawala.
Okay, Doc. Another online question from Ian Espinosa of Minda News. How do we explain yung pag-include ng suspected cases sa MPAC's total cases, and why is there a need to include suspected cases? If ang definition di ay sa suspected cases kay nag-exhibit siya og symptoms pero wala siya MPAC's virus.
Ang suspect man gud na mo because of the rashes na. The rashes. Ang rashes have many differential diagnosis. Remember, ang rashes yung mura po sa chickenpox. Di ba, remember? Pwede po sa murag measles. Ang difference lang nila sa chickenpox and mpox, ang mag-start yun ang mpox og fever 1 to 3 days, ang chickenpox mag-start og fever 1 to 2 days, ang mpox 1 to 3 days ang baliktad. Ang mpox is 1 to 2 days, ang chickenpox 1 to 3 days ang fever. Ang rashes sa mpox na makitaan nimo all over the body, you can also have rashes sa sole o sa tiil. Sa chickenpox, walay rashes sa palm o sa sole sa feet. Tapos, ang rashes sa chickenpox, I'm comparing chickenpox kasi pag mag-suspect me because of the rashes na eh. Ang chickenpox, rapid ang distribution sa rashes, no? Sa mpox, medyo gradual siya. Sa mpox na ay lusay, lymphadenopathy. Sa chickenpox, wala for that, no? And, of course, kasagaran sa mpox, you know, the history of yung napoy HIV for that, no? Very low ang immune system. So, suspect may because once they exhibit rashes, part na mo sa as one of the differential. That's why katong Davao Provincial gidalang pasyente nato yung rashes eh. But the rashes we already concluded it's not mpox, no. It's a hand foot mouth disease. And of course, ang mpox is really confirmed na mo sa RATM ang test, no, to PCR.
Okay, thank you, Kat. Once again.
Ay, Doctor. Follow-up lang dito sa low ang immune system. HIV cases lang ba or all low immune system patient can
Out of
acquire?
14, 11 to HIV, tulo ang dili HIV. So, most probably, it's very low ang immune.
Opo. Sir, additional siguro, sir. Kasi ang mga HIV patients diri sa Davao, mostly are men to men, men having sex with men. Does it also reflect sa ato ang data on mpox patients?
Yes, mas dagan ang male sa among mpox kaysa female.
Opo, thank you, sir.
Okay, this is involving mga sex workers, Doc? Mostly.
I really do not know, basta kwan sila, you know, watakabuli sila activity, no, for that. Pero naamagod sila chat group for that. In fact, sabi ko nga na wala sila travel history sa abroad, you know. You can only get actually impacts if you have a travel history from a country na impacts. Pero what nakabalo mangod ba sa kwan?
Okay, before Dennis, I would like just a clarification from our ridge to reef. Pwede ba binisayon unsay ridge to reef kung wala makasabot og asa tong ridge, asa tong reef?
Yes, actually ridge to reef no is an environmental concept no. Ridge means bukid and then reef means coastal, diba? Our coastal areas. So the name of our company basically is Ridge to Reef Incorporated because we are an environmental consultancy and construction firm here in Davao City, and we're really manifesting no that concept because we provide services from the ridges to the reef. So me, I'm a geologist and environmental planner by profession. So we really do projects no sa planned areas. We also have initiatives sa planned areas, and then, for example, we do forest land use plans, and then sa coastal areas naman natin, aside from supporting these Bantay Dagat Association, we also do, for example, plans like the Integrated Coastal Resource Management, how we are able to manage our coastal resources, support our fisher folks. And then, of course, in the middle of the ridges and the reefs, we have our urban areas, no, our communities. So we really believe, no, na what we do sa ato ang kabukiran will always affect, no, our coastal areas. That's why we choose this concept, being an environmental company here in the Philippines.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. Round 2.
I'm back, Dr. Audan. Doc, do we have an indication, signal na COVID is coming back?
Actually, napatay COVID.
Okay.
Nag-monitor kami COVID every day. So as of yesterday, zero ang positivity rate. Meaning positivity rate, the first time that you acquired COVID, every day nag-monitor kami. So ang among COVID sa wards, pero ang gwapo lang ani, mild na kay siya. Nag-positive lang jud siya ba? Because some of these actually vaccinated gani, no? So dili kay sa kahadlukan.
So kung hinay kag immune, impas gilabas nimo, dili impacts. Kani ako do concern ko sa inyong trabaho ba? Ang SPMC dato og pobre kalaban ninyo, di ba? Bisag na ning kamot in taon mo nga, bisag grabe na inyong trabaho, dautan gyapon mo. O sige nahimo niyo, how would you approach this? What will be your attitude sa ingana nga? Usay makalagot, usay magkakon. I'm not trying to be sip-sip to you, ha? Kay nasabtan ako, labi kananda sa mga paanakan. Grabe ang mga tao na nasa gawas, matulog, magkuhan. Usabay tanaw nimo kuan ba sa imo nga as the medical director, di ba na kuan sa imong bahin nga gipulaan na ka o na-immune na ka ng mga grabing panaway, mga bas aning uban namong mga kauban sa media. Nga bisang intaw na ning kamot mo pero dautan gihapon mo.
Yeah, tama na Dennis, no? As you all know, SPMC is the only government hospital in the entire of Davao City. The next government hospital is 1 hour away from us, and that is Tagum. Unlike in Manila, PGH, pwede yung makuha sa East Avenue, pwede sa Hospital ng Manila, pwede sa Fabiola, but Davao SPMC is the only one here. We always practice resiliency to our people, no? Kay, dili jud, usay makasulti, it's unfair, but yun we are in the public service, public government employee So, we always tell our people that you have to be resilient, no, with all the feedbacks. Pero dagan mo po praises sa amo, no. And as you all know, you have to be proud of SPMC, no, as the one of the top caliber hospital in the Philippines. In fact, we are the only government hospital to have a robotics, no. Kami lang naadire out of the 5 hospital entire Philippines. DOH, ang PGH of course na, pero DOH man ta. So, all of our equipments, mga is at par with Manila, not in Davao Hospital. It's at par in Manila, even globally. So, you have to be proud of SPMC. Ako lang na we always have shortcomings, shortcomings because of the ratio of doctors, nurses to patients. Ang nurses na mo, 1:20, 1:25, no? Ideally, it has to be 1:6, 1:8. Ano? So, sa kadaghan na mong pasyente, in fact, Dennis, our bed capacity is only 1,005. But every day, minimum is 1,800, 1,900. Ang among OPD, minimum we see every day is 2,000 minimum. Pag mag-long weekend, just like we'll have a long weekend this June 6, no? Muabot nyo nag-2,800, 2,600 ang OPD. Yung anak kadaggan, no, for that, no? So, just also happy to inform you, nag-file na mi og nag-apply mi og increased bed capacity to 2,000, but in the lower committee na approved na po siya, but I think it's a long process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director.
Thank you, Dennis. Singit lang ko one more question kang Doc Audan. I've seen bashing on Facebook and data na wala kuno yung hospital diri sa Davao. But can you tell us how many centers have already been constructed in SPMC? Naay kidney, naay heart center. Can you name all of them?
We have 17 institutes. So, nami Children's Institute, ICU Institute, nami Children's Institute, nami kidney, katong kidney, nami across SPMC, katong primary health care, nami, dagan na siya for
you
that.
have a heart center?
Heart center, meron kami.
And you have an eye center?
Meron kaming eye center, derma center. Among heart, para dili, ang mga pasyente dili na maadto sa Manila for open heart surgery na dili na ginabuhat sa SPMC.
Also kidney?
Even kidney transplant.
Okay. So, mali itong mga bashing na all about Davao kuno has no decent hospital. so thank you very much. And can we ask you for a very brief closing statement starting with Doc Audan?
Sige, una-una nagapasalamat ko sa media people, no, to Francis for inviting me, no, to speak on monkeypox for this. Ako lang ma-relay sa inyo, we have upcoming events sa Davao, Duaw Davao, no, the Cacao. Don't you worry. There's nothing to worry. No need of mandatory wearing of face mask. Pero you have to be responsible citizen. No, you have to be responsible for that. Kung crowded kayo siya, good kayo. We always advise the people na to wear mask. Ang ako lang marilin message, there's nothing to worry. SPMC is very much capable to treat, to deal with MPOX, emerging disease. Ang ako lang gikagulan kaning the increased incidence, the rise of HIV. No, kay taas sa jud karon. In fact, the DOH is declaring public health emergency for HIV. So kana lang ako, no. So we will enjoy, let's enjoy the upcoming event of Duaw Davao. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we go to Toto.
Okay, una-una, we would like to thank our friends from the media for, again, promoting Cacao, no? In all your activities, always nandyan kami, and we really would like to thank you. This has been done. We've been doing this for the past more than 10 years, and we are really happy having this relationship with you because, you know, promoting Cacao is really a concerted effort from us, from the industry, to government, and of course, with you as supporting us. And so we would like each and everyone to please promote Duaw Davao and all the activities of Cacao for this month of June. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much. June 13 is your opening day. You're opening on June 13?
Yes, we are opening in June 13, so I'll invite you guys to show support for the KKK event here in Abrisa.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kyle Lim. Now we go to our look-alike of movie star, si Gladys Reyes. Totoo ba? Si Rainy?
So we're happy to invite everyone for Duaw Davao and support our local businesses, local producers, local farmers to imbibe local economy. So let's join everyone. And let's enjoy Duaw Davao.
Thank you. And to our geologist, Dana.
So once again, I'm inviting everyone to register. Register is ongoing and extended for this year's Environmental Fun Run for a Cause version 3.0. You can enjoy the 5 categories and choose kung ano yung kaya niyong takbuhin doon. So we have, or you can register through the Ridge Reef Environmental Fun Run for a Cause version 3.0 FB page or through our on-site sa office namin dito sa Obrero, Ridge to Reef office. So, if hindi nyo naman kaya umattend on-site this June 29, we have a virtual run as well. It's very much interesting, no, because a lot of our registrants or participants are really looking forward sa entitlements namin, which are our finisher's shirt and our glow-in-the-dark medals. So in fact, there are a lot of participants having multiple entries just for them to be able to get those entitlements, no? Because some of them gusto nila yung layout ng 21-kilometer na finisher's shirt, but they also want to finish the full marathon. So I'm inviting everyone, no, to register and participate. And of course, tomorrow is the opening of Duao Davao, no? See you there, and let's enjoy the activities ahead because it's also the celebration of Pride Month, no? And we're looking forward din sa mga activities integrating to the Reyna ng Davao, which will be this month. So, see you sa activities and see you sa fun run. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And we had a very interesting morning on the forum. Daghang kaayong salamat. And here is Iris.
On behalf of the Mindanao Development Authority, headed by our chairperson, Secretary Lea Teresa Magno, I would like to thank our guests, Sir Ethan, Sir Dante, Doc Audan, Ma'am Rain, and Ma'am Dana. We have learned a lot from our different topics today on agriculture, cacao, health, and environment sectors. So thank you and good luck on your upcoming events. Thank you to our facilitator, Ms. Marilyn Roque. Thank you to our media friends present here today, our media friends monitoring online, our online viewers in our Minda Facebook page, and see you around. And also thank you to our partners, Ayalmos Abriza and Habi at Kape. So see you around on our next episode, and we are inviting all our media friends for a short photo session with our guests, and for our guests to just stay in your seats. Thank you.